G'day guys, got a cracker of a interview for you this week. This is about mindset. Imagine going and seeing someone about your mindset and then realizing that that's what you want to do for the rest of your life. So you start your own business. You're helping others reach their peak performance, helping teams, bringing people together. It's exactly what my next guest did. You excited? I'm excited. I'm excited. Let's meet my next guest. John, thanks for coming on the show today. Super excited to speak to you, mate, about your business.
Good. No, thank you very much for having me, John. I really appreciate it.
No worries at all. So let's dive straight into it. Tell me what your business is and what you do and how long you've been running for.
Right, okay. So my business is Mac Mindset. So we give ourselves a very fancy title. We are High Performance Mindset Coaches, are a coaching organisation. So yeah, we thought we'd be a little bit dynamic in there. So people actually maybe asked what we did so we could then explain it. So yeah, basically what we do is we focus on performance from the bias of mindset. There is some practical elements in there as well, but very much towards the mindset side of things. You've heard the saying, change your mindset, change your life.
Yeah.
It's very true, 100%, but it's just not as easy as just doing that. So we work with a whole host of people. We work with individuals, including business owners, entrepreneurs. We work with businesses, sports organisations and education services as well to come in and do performance coaching.
Right.
We either do that in a group setting or a one-to-one basis. When we do it in a group setting, it tends to be more training almost, because people don't tend to open up as much in a group as they would one-to-one. So when we do the group session, we always follow up with one-to-one. But it's all based around performance rather than a lot of coaches similar to myself who work on mindset actually work on the other side of the scale, which is personal well-being, dealing with stress and anxiety and things like that. Whereas we're the other end of the scale, we're very much based in performance. Someone said to me, and I love this, if any of your viewers ever watch Billions, I'm like the male Wendy Rhodes. That's a good way to describe me. That's what I do. I'm a performance coach.
Right. And so when did you first start? How did you get into this? What were you doing before that?
So yeah, it's a bit of a long story. I'll try to shorten it down. My background's in recruitment and executive search. After graduating with my honours degree in coaching and development, I ended up going into recruitment through a graduate scheme, and I've been in that industry for around 9 years. Through that time managing and building recruitment teams. And then the tail end of that, I went on to build someone else's business for them, pretty much. And then thought, I'm going to do this for myself. Started my own recruitment company about a year ago, maybe, and decided, this isn't what I want to do. So it's one of the ones. But along parallel to that, I'd actually been coaching for a number of years away from my career. So it got to a point where I felt like, do you know what, this recruitment isn't for me. I'm going to make my coaching an actual business now. Because up until that point, I actually hadn't been a business. I was just doing it to help others, really. While I was gaining experience in the sector. How I came about coaching. So I've got a degree in coaching. I've been a sports coach for about 15 years. Doing lots of different sports. So I've always been in that environment. However, about 5 years ago, maybe, I went through quite a rough period. I'll not go into too much detail, and ended up seeing a coach. And as soon as I saw him, I was like, this is what I want to do. Straight away, I was like, this is what I want to do. So I then went off and spent a couple of years really getting all my qualifications and doing lots of different courses and seminars on coaching. And then, say, for the past 3 years, I've just been doing it along with my career until very tail end of last year when I opened Mac Mindset. So I decided go in full in on it, and formed Mac Mindset tail end of last year.
Awesome. And so you were talking about how there was a change in your life there, and then you decided, it's obviously something personal had happened to you, and that you were just like, and that's when you clicked and you went, no, I'm just going to do this. And it's something I'm finding common with a lot of people. The last guest that we had on, Faye, she had fallen over and broke her back, and then it was like when she was lying in that bed, she was like, I have to do this. Is it kind of like the same scenario with your head, something, and you're just like, Ray, I've got to do this. This is, I've got to make it happen.
Yeah, no, as soon as I seen the coach, the impact he had on me straight away was just phenomenal. And I thought that I want to make the same impact in other people's lives. Now, to be honest, it's kind of evolved through that period, because at that time, and the coach I saw was probably along the lines of more mental well-being. So my coaching journey's evolved where I've been exposed to different types of coaching. And I think coming from the sports background, the performance coaching was the one that kind of really lit me up and went, well, yeah, this is it. That rather than the other end of the scale, the mental health side, where I still do some of that coaching, but if I'm not shy in referring clients on to people who are more specialists in that field than myself.
Yeah. So during this time, since you've started, what's been a proud moment within your business that you're like, wow, I've really made an impact here? Was it a client, or was it a situation?
There's been a few in the short space of time, which has been fantastic. But I think it's really just seeing the journey of some of my clients from the space in a couple of months to where they are now, and where they are now. I mean, I've got some clients who were really stuck. They didn't know kind of where they wanted to move forward, and now they've chosen a whole new career path. We're forming that, right, well, how do we get you to this point? They're now looking at buying a house and things, so that their whole outlook in life's completely changed, because they've taken that step to come and work with someone like myself who can give them a different perspective, which I think is the main thing. So yeah, I've had some really great results,
That's
and
good.
all getting praise is always great from clients. So there's no getting away from it. So when you get the praise, I should have brought it over before, but someone got me a picture to put up in my office, and it's a personalised one. I play ice hockey, so it's personalised ice hockey one. Just that nice quote on it and just saying thanks. So that was a proud moment.
That's nice. It's undervalued, that, isn't it, when someone says thanks? Like within my business at Slate Productions, it's like if someone comes back to me and they say, wow, this is awesome, like what you've turned here from what we thought was going to be boring into something awesome. When they say that to you, you're like, you automatically get a discount.
Yeah, 100%. It's a brilliant moment when that happens.
Awesome. And so what's the plan for Mac Mindset in 2021? What do you want? I know it's kind of difficult because there's a transition period of coming out of this COVID situation, but what is your plans?
Yeah, the plan's to keep growing and expanding. So when I decided to set up Mac Mindset, I decided to do it a little bit different from most coaches do. Because with a lot of coaches, what you'll find is, not them all, but a lot of them will be called John McAllister coaching, for example. and they'll focus very much on them. I actually wanted to build a coaching organisation. So the vision I've got is actually having the different teams. So having a coaching team that focuses solely on sports clients, and then a coaching team that focuses solely on education services. So it's continued to grow the organisation, start building out the teams. Don't get me wrong, there's me and a couple other people here. I'm only the coach, but I've got a couple of sport people. So I'm not at that stage yet where I want to be, but the vision's already there. I started from the top and I work my way back on how to make that, rather than starting and thinking, right, well, where is this going? I know exactly where this is going in 5-10 years' time. I know where I'll be. So it's just working back the steps now. So 2021 for me is really about expanding, really about helping as many people as possible, and still refining what we do. We're still a new business, so we're still making mistakes here and there, and testing out the waters as you do. So it's a lot of refinement this year, I think.
Part of this program that we run, or the podcast, is helping other businesses with mistakes. If before they make them, it's kind of like you would ask your dad or your granddad or whatever else, and it's like, don't do this. What's a piece of advice that you would give to someone who is starting in business, and not to make that mistake? Is there a piece that you would give?
There's two. There's a million, but I'll go to. First one is, remember that you're going to be a business owner. So what I mean by that is, a lot of people start their business because they've got a passion for something, or they've got a skill or a trade. For example, a lot of my clients are tradesmen, plumbers, and that kind of nature. And they start their business because they've got a skill, they've got a trade, they've got a passion. But they don't take into account the fact that they need to be a business owner. And there's actually so much behind the scenes of what they're actually doing. So they spend all their time working in the business and not on the business. So yeah, number one, remember that you're going to be a business owner as well as your day job, effectively what you started doing. Secondly, I would say is, do you have your vision? It's one thing I'll be transparent about. When I first really started, I got distracted by a lot of other coaches and what they were doing, and they're doing this, should I be doing this? And it kind of knocked maybe a good few weeks to a month off my progression, because I ended up spending a lot of time looking at other people. So yeah, have your vision, know what your unique selling point is, and do you. Yes, it's good to look at the market and see what's happening, but don't be distracted by it. Just, you had the idea, follow that, don't let it go off. And get a coach. Get a coach. That'll help.
You got anyone in mind?
Yeah, I'm sure I could come up with a name or two.
Yeah, that's an interesting one, because for such a long time I have a couple of businesses, but you do focus on what other people are doing, and there's all sorts of things that come with that. You're like, oh, they're doing that really well. They're jealous, it can be a bit of jealousy in there, or there's all these different layers, and it can be you're right, it can waste your time, can't it? It can be really, really frustrating.
Yeah.
That's a really, really good one. No one's brought that up yet. That's a really good point. It is about doing you, and it's about doing the best that you can. And I think that if you do that properly, then you're not going to have any issues. You are going to grow. And that's even what's happening now. Like, I've got a couple of guests who are coming up who do the same as what I do, videography and the filming. And it's like, I want to get them on because we can help each other. And I think that it's almost like an old mindset of that, isn't it? I know that the groups that you can go to in the morning, the networking groups, it's like 6:30 in the morning, and then they only choose maybe one photographer, one videographer, one plumber, one real estate guy, mind coach. Whereas I don't think that should be the case. I mean, these things have their place, absolutely. But I think that everyone should be sharing all this information, and helping each other grow, build each other up.
Yeah, everyone's got their own unique skill set, and when you're no one, or very few people, are lucky enough to be in an industry where they're the only person. So there's always going to be competition. So it's people buy from people effectively. So you're your best selling point, and two businesses that could do the same thing. Um, you're buying from the person you like, but as you say, being able to help each other as well and give that information over, it helps both of you grow and continue to grow your business. As I said, I've got coaches who I work with that if a client's not right for me, I've no qualms about passing them on to them, because they're more specialist in one area than I am. I focus on my area. So I think it's great to have the connections in doing this.
Absolutely, doing this, it's all about that networking and like you said, helping each other. So in regards to the platforms that you use to advertise yourself and to get, eyes on you, what do you like to use? Do you Instagram, Facebook? Do you use all of that, those types of platforms? What's your favorite?
Uh, I think I use Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think they're for different people. To be honest, I'd get a different audience in each one, and because I do work with quite a wide audience of people, then they are all beneficial for me. Obviously, my corporate clients and my business clients mostly come from LinkedIn,
Yeah.
and then more my kind of one-to-one clients and maybe local clients to me, I get through Facebook, and Instagram's just great for creating good pictures. So always good to have that. But certainly from the platforms, what I've kind of started really taking away is doing more videos, um, and getting myself out there, because even though the business isn't based on me, it's an organisation. What I've learned is putting too much quotes and even customer information over um, detracts from the person.
Yeah.
So that's something I'm trying to do more now, is just getting my face across, and
Yeah.
putting a person behind the brand.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so important. I know that Instagram Reels, that's relatively new. I've been starting to use that a little bit as well. But yeah, no, it is super important to put a face to the business so people can relate to that.
Yeah.
No, that's really good. So whereabouts can I get information from, like to get in touch with you if I wanted to get some coaching? How would I go about doing that?
I think the best place just now is probably our Facebook page. Our website's currently being developed. So we've got the website. You can go on there, www.macmindset.co.uk, where there's still a function to book a discovery call with us, but out with that, it's pretty much under construction just now, so there's not too much there. So probably a Facebook or an Instagram page have both got links to our Calendly booking system, that you can go and book a free discovery call and kind of move forward from there. So I'd say they two at the minute, but watch out, website's coming soon, and it'll be, it's been under production for a little while, so it'll be a good one when it comes out.
Nice. That's good. I really appreciate you coming on and speaking today, John. And we'd like to maybe get you on in the future to have a wee chat to us as well. And as you progress, like you said, you're still a relatively young business, but it'd be good to hear all the things that you're doing and get all the information off you.
Yeah, no, that would be fantastic. Thank you very much for having me on today, John. I really appreciate it. And
No worries at all.
yeah, I'll be watching out for your videos. They're fantastic today.
Thanks, mate. Cheers. Thanks very much, guys, for watching today. And we'll be putting links below for Mac Mindset, and you can go and if you would like to get some coaching, John's your man. So thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.